Hello everyone, this is what you've waited for. I present to you my evil Pokemon team. Seeing other evil teams created by other Pokemon YouTubers, and I think it's time I join in. So without further ado, I give you my evil team, Team Elemental. Now, my evil team would take place within the Alola region, taking place after 6 months after the events of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon. Your first encounter with them is something rather simple. You see two of the members outside of the Pokemon school. They ask you to battle them. They don't attack you, but they ask kindly, and you engage them in battle. The early level members, like the ones you face here, use Pokemon such as Golett, Inkay, Magnemite, Morlul, Noibat, and of course, Poipole. And the higher level members you face later on, used for the evolutions of these: Golurk, Malamar, Magneton, Shiinotic, Noivern, and of course Naganadel. After you defeat the members, they revealed themselves as the Ultra Rouge Squad, and they come from a different dimension. They've lost the light in their world ever since the Crozma drained it, and they explained that they're no longer in league with the Ultra Recon Squad because their intentions are way different from theirs. I mean, pretty interesting to me, an evil team like that. I mean, normally they're the ones attacking you, but this time they're rather friendlier. But as you go on through the story, you'll find that they're always doing something very strange. One time you encounter them in one of the cemeteries investigating ghost-type Pokemon. Another time at the Ruins of Life, where they end up tying up the Kahuna just so they could try capture Tabulette there. And further through the story, things just keep getting weirder and weirder. But of course, for every evil team, there are admins, and in certain parts of the story, you would have to face one of them. The admins being these four. The first admin you would face would be Cody. He specializes in electric-type Pokemon. You first encounter him at the Howley Cemetery on Maui Island. When you battle him, he first battles you with a Charjabug and Chinchou, but as you battle him later on in the game, he has a Vikavolt, Lantern, and he adds an Emolga onto his team. And during your battles with him, you notice something. An electric terrain immediately sets up, without his Pokemon even doing it. You find some files later on that some events in the Pokemon universe led to Cody gaining the powers of an electric-type Pokemon, and he's able to create electric terrain on his own without using any Pokemon. The second admin you would face is this girl, Miriam. She specializes in poison-type Pokemon. Immediately, she explains that she's actually Cody's brother. You'll find her at the Ruins of Life. She battles you with a Marini, Salandit, and a Poipole, and later on, of course, all of them are evolved when you battle her again. As you go on through the story, you'll eventually come across some other files about experiments that they conducted on Miriam. Apparently, they exposed her to several types of toxic gases and even injected her with poison, and she's completely immune to it. How this is possible? You do not know. That is until you find another file mentioning something about a chemical they invented called type extract. But the rest of the report is blacked out, and so you don't fully know what this type extract is. But you assume it has something to do with the admin's powers, such as Cody's electric terrain and Miriam's ability to be immune to poison. The third admin you would face is the Gladiator. He specializes in Dragon-type Pokemon. You'll find him on Ula Ula Island, at Po Town, where Team Skull used to hang out. He has Komoho, Turtonator, and Tyrantrum on his team. After you battle him, he apologizes for attacking you like that and said he was just looking for a Z crystal that he thought would be here. Later on, you battle him again, and he takes off his helmet after you defeat him, and it turns out it's Gladion. But not the Gladion in Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun and Moon. Apparently he explains that he comes from a world parallel to this, and that he and his sister have experienced a great deal of suffering. Spoiler alert! And the final admin you face is Lily, but the parallel Lily, of course. She specializes in fighting-type Pokemon. She shows up just as soon as you defeat her brother, the Gladiator, or Gladion, of course. She battles you with a Beware, Lucha, and her partner Lucario. Afterward, she explains to you that the admins have special powers because of the chemical type extract. The way this chemical works is that they mix in a DNA of a certain type of Pokemon into the chemical, the type extract, and then inject it into someone. That person is immediately given the abilities and properties of a Pokemon. And that is why the admins such as Cody and Miriam have the ability to be immune to poison or generate electric terrain. As you make your way to Ultraman Trouble, or Ultra Megalopolis, or whatever you call it, you eventually battle a whole lot of Ultra Rouge Squad members who have apparently taken over the entire city. Eventually you make your way to the center tower. That is where you come across me, the boss. And that is where I begin to explain to you how this all began. I explained to you that I actually come from the same world as the parallel Lily and parallel Gladion, along with Cody and Miriam. All 5 of us are from the same world. Our world is based off of the Sun and Moon games. You know, in that game, Lucamane tries to summon all the Ultra Beasts and nearly brings Alola into destruction. Eventually she stopped at the end. But what if that never happened? What if instead Lucamane succeeded in her plans and the Ultra Beasts took over the region? Well, that is exactly what happened to my world. Me, Lily, Gladion, Miriam, and Cody were the only survivors. And we thought we were done for. That was until the Ultra Recon Squad showed up. We were rescued by them. We felt like we lost everything. Our friends, family, even our Pokemon. But then, we heard some of the Ultra Recon Squad members mention of another world. One similar to ours. It was then that I and the other admins realized that that world could have the same fate as ours. So we began recruiting some Ultra Recon Squad members. And they became the Ultra Rouge Squad. We got them to help us, and our #1 goal was to have revenge on her, Lucamane. You immediately step up to challenge me to a battle. I accept. I've actually been wanting to test your strength. You take on my team, Bisharp, Crobat, Lapras, Magnezone, and one of my favorite Pokemon, Mimikyu. But of course, you defeat me in battle. But I ask you a favor. I ask you if you would defeat the Mother Beast in my world. And if you do so, I will leave your world in peace. You agree? And when you arrive, you encounter the Mother Beast. And of course you battle her, and eventually defeat her. Afterward, I and the other admins come through, and thank you for your efforts. The Team Elemental is officially disbanded. We will work hard to restore our world back to its true greatness.